Hello viewers, today we are going to deal with the topic torque on a rectangular current loop in a uniform magnetic field. Once again I will read out the topic: torque on a rectangular current loop. So this is the rectangular current loop in a uniform magnetic field, north pole, south pole, so it establishes a uniform magnetic field. Okay, right. So now we will see the construction. You have a north pole, south pole, and the field exists between, a steady magnetic field exists between north and south pole. Here you have a battery source, and here you have brushes. So current, this is positive, negative. Current starts flowing through this conductor and through the brushes. It goes here, here. It goes like this and comes back here through the brushes and ends the negative terminal of the battery. So this is the direction of current flow. This is the axis of rotation, rotational axis, and it rotates anti-clockwise with the angular velocity omega. The length of the magnet is B and the coil length, this length. So this length B is equal to the length of the coil, this length, and this is the breadth. So the area of the coil, the plane, area of the plane of the coil, this conductor, is nothing but this A into B. Okay. So the points which we have to remember is current flows. You must know the direction of current flow through the circular loop, rectangular loop. A uniform magnetic field exists. Because of that, a torque is produced. Okay. It does not experience as a net force. We will see why it does not experience as a net force. There is a difference between net force and torque. Torque leads to rotational movement. But when we calculate the net force around the loop, it is zero. That we will see now. The field exerts no force on the two arms AD and BC. Now this side AD and this side BC. The magnetic field is along this direction. The electric current is along this direction and this direction. So in this direction, there is no force. So this length, this side and this side, there is absolutely no force. The force is experienced only from when the current moves from this side conductor A to B and from C to D. So the force is, you all know that, current element multiplied by magnetic flux density. So the force 1 due to current element AB. This is due to this length AB. Okay. This is the current flowing in that path, and the length of the path is B. Since this is B, this is also B. So this becomes a current element. Actually current element is very, very small, but here it depends on the length of the magnet. So we can treat this as current element or integral multiples of current element, which leads to I into B multiplied by magnetic flux density. Now if you carefully see, magnetic flux density is in this direction and current is in this direction, perpendicular. Okay. Then the current, there is no force in this direction, and once again from C to D it experiences a force, but it is in opposite direction to the direction of AB. So force 2 is once again current flowing in this path is I. The current element or integral multiples of current element, which covers the distance of B, is given by the current element IB into magnetic flux density. So now the net force, the force developed because of this current element and this current element is in opposite. So the net force is zero. So that's why we write, thus the net force is zero around the loop. This path and this path is zero already. This side experiences a force, this side also experiences a force, but both are in opposite direction with equal magnitude, therefore the net force is 0. That's why we call here, it does not say here, it does not experience a net force. Okay. We have seen now the force around the loop, the net force around the loop is 0. But there is a torque. Okay. There is a torque on the loop due to the forces F1 and F2. So there will be a rotational torque exerted on this rectangular loop. It will start rotating. But then if you consider the net force, it is 0. But there will be torque. Okay. So the magnitude of the torque is equal to F1 force into distance A by 2. Now if you carefully see, this is the length A and this length is A by 2. Okay. So force F1 into A by 2 plus F2 into A by 2, because if you see this diagram, the magnetic moment is pointing downwards. The total length is A. Okay. So this distance is A by 2. F2 is the force acting upward and F1 is the force acting downwards. So from the magnetic moment, the distance this side is A by 2, that side is A by 2. That's why we write force F1 into A by 2 plus force F2 into A by 2. That will give you the magnitude of torque. Right. But we know that force F1 already, this length, IB into B, current element into magnetic flux density, that we saw just now. So IB into B into A by 2. Similarly for F2 along this path, it is plus IB into B into A by 2. So to remember this, you must remember this diagram. So from this diagram we can write the torque as IBB A by 2, IBB A by 2. So now this will give you what? The magnitude of the torque is nothing but you add these two terms and you know this length is B and this breadth is A. That gives the area of this rectangular current loop. Okay. So therefore we can write I into A into B. Okay. I into A into B. That means the magnitude of the torque is equal to the current multiplied by the area of the plane of the coil multiplied by magnetic flux density. Magnetic flux density or magnetic field is a constant magnetic field because of this North Pole and South Pole permanent magnet. Now assume that the coil has tilted with an angle. Okay. So that's what is represented here. Same North Pole, South Pole. This coil has tilted by an angle theta. So now if you see the current, same current enters, but the plane of the coil is not along the magnetic flux density, but it has tilted with some angle, say theta. So the current flows through the coil AB, BC, CD and comes back again. But we know that the current from A to B and C to D, the net force is 0. Okay. But since it has been tilted, we have to, that is F1 is equal to F2 is equal to IBB. That is always there. Now the torque produced we have to calculate. So this is the point. Now this is the magnetic moment M. Now it makes, with respect to flux density, it makes an angle theta. Previous case, with respect to flux density, it has made an angle 90 degree. Now this has been shifted to theta. So this will be the line now, this line. Now since it has been tilted, this length is a by 2, this is 90 and this is theta. Therefore this side will become a by 2 sin theta. Similarly the other side also will become a by 2 sin theta. Okay. So this length will become a by 2 sin theta. This is the value that is along magnetic flux density. So the total torque produced is equal to force into distance. So F1 into the distance, which is a by 2 sin theta. Similarly for the next case, F2 into a by 2 sin theta. Okay. Now we have to substitute for F1 and F2. We already told you that F1 is equal to F2. Only thing is they are in opposite direction, but the magnitude wise both are same. Therefore I into B is the current element multiplied by B. That is current flowing here. This length is B. This length is B. So this will become current element multiplied by magnetic flux density. So F1 into the distance, this distance. So from this point M, a by 2 sin theta. This side also a by 2 sin theta. So F1 a by 2 sin theta plus F2 a by 2 sin theta will give you the total torque, rotational force, torque, right? Now if you add and substitute the value for F1 and F2, F1 and F2 we already have IBB. So you substitute that value here IBB, here also IBB. So you will get what? IAB capital B into sin theta. This B, capital B is magnetic flux density or magnetic field. Now A into A gives the area of the plane of the coil. Therefore for this AB we can substitute A. So finally the torque is equal to current into area of the plane of the coil multiplied by magnetic flux density, and it also depends on sin theta, that is it depends on theta also. Now what happens if this theta equal to 0? If the theta value goes 0, sin 0 is 0, so the net torque produced will be 0. That means there is no rotational movement. Okay. So the torque is given by I into A into B into sin theta. I is the current, area, A is the area of the plane of the coil, which is nothing but this A into B. This B is the magnetic flux density and sin theta. Okay. Now we will define one new term, that is magnetic moment of the current flow. So we are defining a new term called magnetic moment. So the magnetic moment is nothing but current into area vector. So I into A is defined as magnetic moment. So that means here we have IA. So in this place we can substitute M. Therefore the torque will become M, magnetic moment, cross product with B. So you all know that magnetic moment cross product with B means what? Magnitude of M, magnitude of B and sin theta. Now what is M? IA. IAB sin theta. We got the torque. So we can represent torque in terms of magnetic moment and magnetic flux density or magnetic field. It is a cross product. So magnetic moment cross product with magnetic flux density will give you torque. This is very analogous to we have seen in electric field. The torque produced in electric field is, there also we deal with electric moment, electric dipole moment, cross product with electric field. So if you compare these two equations, both are similar, analogous. Okay, so we can easily remember. So now we have considered only one loop. Suppose if there are n number of closely wound loops, very closely, tightly packed n number of loops, then this will become, you have to introduce, this is for one turn, and if it is going to be have n turns, then you have to multiply this with A. Therefore, magnetic moment, if it has n turns, is NIA. So you will be having capital N. So that's all about torque on a rectangular current loop in a uniform magnetic field. So we have found a torque in terms of current, area, magnetic flux density and theta. and we have seen in a simplified form torque is equal to magnetic moment multiplied with magnetic flux density. This is for one turn. If you have n number of turns, then you have to introduce capital N IA. That will give you the magnetic moment of the current flow. So that's all about this topic, torque on a rectangular current loop in a uniform magnetic field. Hope you have understood this topic. Thanks for watching. Nandri.